So my name is Obehi Ewanfoh. I am originally from Nigeria, but I live in Italy. I live in a city called Verona, which is in the northern part of Italy. I've been here since 2004, and I'm also the author of the 5-part book series, which actually takes you by the hands into the ABC of storytelling. The book, the series title is Storytelling Mastery, where we literally tell people or businesses how to leverage the power of storytelling in what they are doing. We believe this is important for you, because if you don't leverage storytelling in what you are doing, you might end up doing hard selling, in that you'll be talking of statistics and data all the time, whereas how the human being behave, how we function is in story. We tell story. Because if I were to ask any of you now to tell me about yourself, you would tell me a story of you. That is what we do. That is how we actually function. So what we are saying in this book series is that we should just function like that also, that we want to be able to connect to our audience, the people that we are serving. Why don't we use story to be able to connect with them? Because when we do this, we connect with them at an emotional level. That is even more profitable for us as business. And whether you are in tourism business, you are in agri-business, you are in coaching business, in as much as you are dealing with human beings, storytelling is going to be important for you. I'm also the founder of Aclasses Media. In Aclasses Media, we are absolutely passionate about co-creation, where we are co-creating solutions to the audience that we are serving. And our audience are mostly people of African descent, whether in Africa or in the diaspora. We talk a lot about what are affecting us, from politics to economy to spirituality to our personal image to things that are actually affecting us. While we talk about the problem, we also want to provide the solution. So how we do this is that we tell the people that are coming, which are experts, because, okay, there is something I didn't mention before. I am the host of Obehi Podcast, where we actually interview people from different parts of the world, interviewing professor, a business executive, interview politicians, spiritual leader from different parts of the world, all within the line of the people that we are targeting, which are the African diaspora and also people in Africa. So while we talk about the challenges that we might face, because if you are living in the diaspora, for example, you come to hear things like racism, discrimination, things that might not be used to you if you are maybe in Nigeria, you are living among your people, or maybe you are living in Uganda, you are living among your people. For the fact that somebody is going to be discriminating against you for the color of your skin might not actually crop up. It doesn't happen like that. Of course, there are other forms of discrimination that are also happening among Africans. So we know that. While we talk about this problem, we also talk about how do we come out of it? How do we use the story, the experiences that we have had in this area to live better, to be able to engage better in our life? So that is what we do in Aclasses, and that is what I do as a person. So today, of course, we are talking about argument that is also particularly important for us, because we are talking about agriculture, agribusiness, how to leverage the power of agriculture so that we can be able to fulfill a lot of mission. It might be that you are into agriculture or agricultural practices because you want to be able to produce food. But it's not just enough to produce the food, but sometimes you also need to go into the marketing of the product that you are creating. Whether you are creating maybe cassava, yam, or in the case of maybe Nigeria, also in other parts of Africa, or maize or flour, for example, because I know, for example, in places like in Kenya, a lot of flour is produced that are exported to other parts of the world, like in Holland, for example. Most of the flour that are produced in Kenya end up in Holland or in other parts of Europe. So it means now that the products that you are producing in your agricultural practices, you are not the one that are consuming them or consuming all of them. Let me just put it like that. We're talking about how you could leverage marketing in what you are doing, so that from your production, whether you are into poultry, eggs, or meat, and you are able to earn money from that so that you can keep on producing. So those are some of the importance of agribusiness in what we are doing. In that There have to be a marketing. You have to be able to engage the people so that they will understand the importance of what you are doing and able to patronize you, buy from you. And then, of course, you get the money and you reinvest in your business again. And then you can come back again to maybe produce more and able to serve them better. So this is actually what the conversation is going to be about today. That we're looking at what are the marketing strategy for our agribusiness. What are maybe the nuances in today's business, because things are changing all the time. If you're in business, for example, of course, you don't necessarily need to be in business to understand this. You know that now there is AI in the room, no? Which means with the power of technology, you can actually do a lot of things. Maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago, even 2 years ago, we weren't talking about AI. AI actually started to dominate the conversation, I think, in November of last year. And now, literally everywhere you go in the marketing sector and also in the day-to-day life, AI is something that you will hear about. So because these are some of the nuances of today's world, how do they affect you in your business? How do they affect what you are doing? I know, for example, the Obehi podcast, I see a lot of people that have been sort of scared of AI. If I told people mention AI for some people, it could be something that look like scary for them, that I see maybe it is something that you cannot touch. But I sort of tell people from time to time that you need to look at AI as a tool, in that you are the one that is going to use it. That for the fact that you don't like AI, it's not going to change anything for the AI itself. The people that are going to use this are basically going to overrun you. There is nothing you can do about that. You might look at AI as maybe just one-sided way, but it's not one-sided way. It can be used in every area of our life. From maybe able to plan your trip if you are moving from Uganda to Zanzibar, for example, if there are good connection and good data, because you need data to be able to operate in this area, then you just plug your prompt into AI, you will get a good response on how to be able to get there. Maybe, for example, you want to know about weather condition. It will be able to let you know whether you should travel this 50 kilometers, whether before the end of this 50 kilometers that will be rain or not. So this is going to be helpful for you, so that it's no longer about just using AI for one area. It can be used in many other areas. How to test the soil, for example, looking at agriculture to know whether the soil that you are going to use to cultivate your maize, your cassava, your yam is going to be profitable for you based on the nutrient of the soil. Of course, how this is happening is because a lot of data have been put into this machine to help the machine able to understand the nature and the composition of the question that you are maybe asking, and maybe in this case, looking at agriculture.